This is breaking news.
We have breaking news tonight out of Salinas. Shots rang out at a South Salinas apartment complex a little before 10 p.m. Good evening. I'm Shannon Hogan. Now, this is video from the scene. Gang task force along with Salinas PD responded. At least 3 ambulances left the apartment complex within the last hour. There's no word yet on how many people were shot or the extent of their injuries, but we will continue to look into this story and bring you updates as they become available. A number of shark sightings near Santa Cruz beaches have some keeping their eyes on shallow waters. 2 big white sharks were spotted. A local shark expert got close to one of the sharks yesterday. He took some pictures of it and shares with us what he saw. Here is Erica Argueta with these amazing pictures. Seacliff State Park remains open, and a ranger told us today they would only close the beach if someone was attacked. A traffic alert now. The CHP says at least 1 person was killed in a head-on collision on Highway 101 this morning. It happened after 11 a.m. near the Dunbarton intersection just south of the Red Barn. Investigators say the driver of a pickup truck heading north on 101 lost control of his vehicle and swerved into oncoming traffic. The truck hit a car head-on and rolled over into the southbound lanes. The driver of the car was killed, and the passenger and the driver of the truck were flown to Bay Area hospitals.
The driver of the Honda was killed on impact. The passenger of the Honda is seriously injured and has been airlifted to one of the trauma centers in San Jose. The driver of the pickup truck that crossed over is also seriously injured.
The traffic was backed up for hours while emergency crews were on the scene. And there's new information tonight into a knife attack at a downtown Santa Cruz parking garage earlier this week. Police have arrested a transient identified by security video as the main suspect. Justin Drake was spotted by an officer near the Seabright Avenue and Murray Street Friday night. Dozens of surveillance photos led police to identify Drake as the suspect who attacked 2 men with a knife inside the Front Street parking garage Wednesday night. Both victims were treated and released for their injuries. Santa Cruz police are also investigating another attack near downtown area overnight. Officers found a man with a stab wound to his neck on Cedar Street just before midnight. The victim was treated and released, and on Friday night, investigators say a gang fight led to a teen suffering from a stab wound to the body and another teen getting kicked in the head. Witnesses report seeing 4 suspects running from the scene. Police say neither of the victims are cooperating with the investigation. And a Santa Cruz company says one of its high-performance electric motorcycles was stolen while on a cross-country promotional tour. Zero Motorcycles says a theft took place when the motorcycle was locked in the back of a van at a hotel in New Jersey. The motorcycle is said to be one of the first all-electric motorcycles ever made for mass production. And some brighter news in Santa Cruz County tonight. The Monty Foundation held its 15th annual Music Fest at Seacliff State Beach. Thousands of people lined the beach to watch the spectacle, and all evening even rumors of a Kanye West appearance swirled around Santa Cruz. The Monty Foundation has donated more than $2.3 million to schools and youth programs across the county. Marina police are asking for the public's help tonight to find a person of interest in an attempted kidnapping last week. Here's a police sketch of the man they're looking for. Investigators say a woman reported someone trying to kidnap her on September 23rd from Reservation Road. The man is believed to have been in contact with the woman right after the incident. Police used surveillance cameras from the nearby business to identify the person of interest. It's not known if this man knew the kidnapping suspect. He is described as a black male, 180 pounds and 5'9" to 6 feet tall. In California right now, a father in Fresno faces charges of cruel and inhumane treatment of a child for putting a gang tattoo on his 7-year-old son. Enrique Gonzalez was facing aggravated mayhem charges in the case, which could have led to a life sentence. The judge questioned whether or not the quarter-sized tattoo on the hip of the boy meant permanent and painful disfigurement. Gonzalez and another man are now facing 7 years in prison. The U.S. Geological Survey is reporting a series of light earthquakes breaking out this morning in the eastern part of the state. 4 quakes ranging in magnitudes from 3.0 to 4.5 struck Inyo County between midnight and Saturday morning. The quakes follow others that have reeled off since Thursday. And back here on the Central Coast, residents in Greenfield may have felt a small shake this morning from a 2.5 magnitude earthquake. The USGS reports it struck around 2 a.m. about 8 miles southeast of the Pinnacles. There are no reports of injuries or damage. And a wildfire is burning at this hour down in Southern California. It's being called the Sheep Fire. Firefighters say the fire has already consumed about 1,500 acres in the Lytle Creek area off San Benito County. That's about an hour east of Los Angeles. At this time, about 50 homes are in danger. Residents in the area have been asked to evacuate. No structures have burned yet. Actually, I'm sorry, correction. A few structures have burned, but no one has been injured. The fire is only 5% contained, and there are concerns that the fire will continue to spread because of the high winds. And PJ, that is a big concern down there, but the winds are also picking up pretty strong here on the Central Coast.
Yeah, pretty brisk conditions out there tonight across the Central Coast. And of course, we're talking about wind speeds about 25 to 35 miles per hour. And you stepped outside today. This is what you saw. This is what you felt out there. Blustery conditions as some cold Canadian air dives south into the Central Coast. The jet stream just taking a nosedive into the southern portion of California right now, and those temperatures quickly going to cool off. And take a look. This is what's happening as far as the radar and satellite perspective for you. Storm system across portions of eastern Oregon beginning to push into Idaho. That storm now diving south, cooler temperatures ahead of it. Windy conditions as the pressure gradient, or the difference in air pressure between higher pressure to our north and lower pressure to our south, really sets up, and this is the result. 24 mile per hour winds as we speak in Monterey, still 22 miles per hour across the street at the airport in Salinas. West winds in San Francisco at 35, and if you think that's impressive, earlier this afternoon San Francisco had a gust of 52 miles per hour, so fairly quick transition here to the fall season. And you take a look, temperatures 47 degrees tonight in Monterey, should feel rather cold outside with breezy conditions, and also going to the mid 40s in Salinas, a 61 for a high. Mostly sunny skies tomorrow, but going to feel really cool outside in Shannon. We'll break down the full forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, PJ. Nearly 6 years after the San Simeon earthquake, Mission San Miguel is back open to the public. Mission San Miguel was founded in 1797 and crippled in December of 2003. And now that the previously damaged parts of the mission will be accessible by the public, Carl Gerscheider reports those in charge of the mission hope visitors won't even notice.
We'll break down the full forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, PJ. Nearly 6 years after the San Simeon earthquake, Mission San Miguel is back open to the public. Mission San Miguel was founded in 1797 and crippled in December of 2003. And now that the previously damaged parts of the mission will be accessible by the public, Carl Gerscheider reports those in charge of the mission hope visitors won't even notice. After some touch-up paint, the mission and the cemetery will be fully open next week, and tomorrow Sunday Mass will be held at 7 and 11 a.m. A new report out on the health of the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary shows a mixed bag. The report by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration lists the overall condition of the marine life in Monterey Bay as maintaining good vitality. Nearshore plants and animals were rated as good to fair. However, some species such as the rockfish and salmon were reported to have declined. Researchers go on to rate water quality, particularly around the Elkhorn Slough, as being fair to poor. Among the factors are population and agriculture. NOAA says climate change is already impacting the ocean's chemistry. While strategies are already in place, NOAA says new ones will be needed to take on emerging threats. The San Francisco Bay Area is a popular place for sea lions, but some say it's too popular. Plenty of food has led to a population boom in the area, and now the Port Authority is building new experimental barriers to keep the animals off the docks. The authority has received a number of complaints about the sea lions. The barriers will be going up in the next few weeks. And coming up, hoarding the gourds, local students prepare for fall at a Salinas pumpkin patch, plus losing the locks for a good cause. A Salinas salon says it's time for women to shorten their hair for those fighting breast cancer. And the Western Pacific Rim ravaged by storms as a typhoon turns deadly in an area still reeling from massive floods.